Puppy Power Maxy, a Freedom Service dog, is in training, and he is back with an update on her progress and what she's been up to with the avalanche. That's right. Also today, from the western slope to the eastern plains, tables are getting set for Colorado's 150th. How you can be a part of this historic event. And let's just say what it is. Colorado kids, they're struggling. And today we're having a very honest conversation about access to care and where families can turn for help. Colorado and Company starts right now.
Portions of Colorado and Company contain paid content.
Good friends, gonna get you through the day. Good friends.
Good morning. All right, guys. When does having plants in your house officially become a personality trait? Because I'm pretty sure I crossed that line like a while ago. And it all started with one little plant, and now I spend my days, I'm talking to them about the latest shows I'm binging, my emotions, and I wish I was kidding, but they really do make a difference when it comes to mental health for a lot of people. So if you're ready to enter your plant era, or you're trying not to kill that one plant you already have, I've got help for all of this morning. Joining me now is the expert behind my personal plant shop, who I went to start my journey. This is Nisi Geist from TigerLily Goods, friend of me. I hope we're friends, right?
Yes, we're
definitely
friends.
She is right in the Highlands. Hello, good to see you.
Good to see you.
She started me off, and she is phenomenal. Let's start with what I was just talking about. How can plants have a positive impact on your mental health? And I know a lot of people started in COVID.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What is it about the plants?
Well, I mean, I think in an increasingly screen-based world, it's becoming more and more important to bring plants indoors, to bring the outside indoors to you.
Yes.
And there's been plenty of studies done that show that just by surrounding yourself with a few plants can increase productivity, improve your sleep.
Really?
Yeah, but which of course is going to boost your mental health. So they're good for a lot of reasons.
They really are.
Yeah.
Do you talk to your plants?
I sure do.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
We're both weird. Okay, that makes me really good. So TigerLily Goods isn't just, it's not your average plant shop, you guys. You also have gifts, and is it true you also deliver?
Yes, I do.
Whoa, you deliver plants?
Yeah.
Oh,
and gift baskets from locally made artists and things, but it's probably the most rewarding part of my business,
Yes.
I think, which was a little bit of a surprise, but I mean, not really knowing me, I love people.
Yeah.
But I mean, flowers are beautiful, but plants are forever.
Yeah.
And they're much more of a personal gift,
Yeah.
right? And you know that.
I do. Flowers die, y'all.
Yeah,
This is the
flowers
shop
do be
you're
dying.
seeing. It's this really cozy space where you don't feel like an idiot talking to someone about, I don't know what I'm doing. And you also, I want to talk about this. Let's say someone watching right now, and I'm sure this is some of you, right? You have a plant that's struggling, and it's like, they can come into TigerLily Goods for help. This is what makes it different. Talk to me about that.
Yeah. So whether you bought the plant from us or not,
Which
we're
is
happy to help.
amazing.
Yeah. I mean, we just want everybody to be a successful plant parent. So you bring it in, you can send us pictures, and we're happy to assess and let you know how we can get it back on the road to health.
And you sometimes repot.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll
Oh,
take
yeah.
and
We
be
do
like,
it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plant doctoring, repotting, and
Yes.
and we'll teach you how to repot if you're not comfortable doing it. So we can show you how to do it. So we just want to empower people so they feel confident when they go home.
It's like seeing a friend, like, who's really kind, and not someone who's like, that's a monstera. You don't know what you're doing. All right, talk to me about the plants you brought today. I know one, that's a ZZ plant.
Yeah.
I have two of those from you.
Nice work.
Yes, okay, what is this gorgeous guy?
This is a pothos enjoy, and pretty much everybody knows about a pothos.
Yes,
or
I do.
Some say pothos. They're great office plants. They're great for low light. But the enjoy, I think, is just so visually stimulating. It's a little bit
Yes.
hardier.
Yes.
Yeah, they're gorgeous, and they look really beautiful hanging. So
Amazing, I just hung one.
Yeah.
A
Oh, see?
pothos,
Yeah.
right?
Either one.
She looks like us, like kind of crazy and weird, which I really, really like. Lots of personality
Yes.
to her. Talk about this guy.
This is a prayer plant.
Really?
Yeah, I think these are probably my most popular plant
Really?
and the ones that get delivered most. First of all, I think they look great.
They
on
really
camera.
do. They're substantial, you know?
Yeah, they're just beautiful. They're really easy to care for. Like to keep them consistently moist but never soggy is a good, important thing to note. But they're just beautiful plants. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prayer, you can do a prayer to them.
Yes.
Talk to me about watering. I
Okay,
often feel like
yeah.
I'm overwatering, underwatering, and I'm guessing. And I'm like, I put my finger in, and if it's dry, I water.
Fair.
Until like the water drips out.
Yeah, and it kind of depends. Like each plant is different, of course. You can't. I wish there was a blanket statement that I could say for
Right.
every single plant, which is why you can always text me and say, hey, like anybody can.
Yeah, you
Just-
can DM her too,
yeah,
which is
yeah,
amazing.
Definitely, and just say, how do I water this plant? And I'm happy to help you.
So just take a picture and send it to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
But for the most part, you're just filling it until the water kind of pools on top and then sinks down. I usually end up doing that about one more time until it drains out.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, you're good. See?
One of them isn't growing, and I'm talking very sweetly to her, but she ain't growing. I'm going to take her to
Sing
you.
to her.
Yes. That's a good idea.
There you go.
My grandma used to sing. That's a good
See?
idea to the plants. All right, what about if one of our viewers is going out of town? This is crazy, you guys. She offers plant sitting. Tell me about that. I mean, I've heard of dog sitting, cat sitting. What is this?
Plants need love too, right? And you know, a lot of people travel for work, so whether you're traveling or you just have too many plants that you don't know how to take care of, or just one or two, then we're happy to come by and kind of walk you through it, say, hey, this should really be closer to the light.
That's what I'm never sure of.
Yeah, or just kind of get you on a watering schedule that you're comfortable with.
Amazing. Can you drop it off for you to plant sit?
Not sometimes.
Okay.
I mean, I don't like to say no.
Right. I know. I love that about you.
So I always try to accommodate people when I can, but there's also a space issue. So it's better for me to come to their house, and it also doesn't put the plant through shock by moving it into a place that's unknown.
Yeah, they're sensitive.
Yeah.
I'm sensitive.
Yeah, they're little babies.
Yeah, the babies. They're little babies. Okay, why is it important for people to support small businesses? And I mean right now specifically, because when I walk in, I feel it's so local and so like you're there to help me, and it's not one of these, big Home Depot and no one's there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Why is it so important for local businesses right now?
Well, I mean, I think it's so important because big business is kind of taking over everywhere.
I know.
And when you shop small, you are literally putting food in the mouth of that family. You're supporting the dream of your neighbor, and you're putting your money back into your economy. So you're directly stimulating your local economy, and I think that's really important.
Yes. Tell me about 5280. What is that about?
Oh, 5280, I love them.
Yes, they're another plant store? What is that?
Oh, 5280 magazine.
Oh, and they put you in. I didn't
Yeah.
realize that we were talking about. Okay.
Oh, no, they're featuring me this month in their Top of the Town, which I won 2 years in a row.
Heck yes,
Thank you.
girl.
Maybe three.
Maybe 3. Let's hope.
Yeah, and they're just really great. They're very supportive, so they're going to feature me in the July issue coming out next month.
You
Thank
deserve it. And
Thank
you're
you.
getting busier. That's why I walk in and I'm like, oh, there's a line. Ay vey. I want Nisi to myself. All right, before we let you go, we have a hard hitter.
Okay.
Of all the plants in all the land, what's your favorite plant?
Well, it's funny because you already mentioned it. The Monstera.
Is it
yes,
really?
Yes, it is. It's so my favorite. It's so stunning, beautiful, easy to grow.
Yes.
Really easy to propagate.
Yes. Does it want to be near light?
It loves bright and direct light, but it can handle a little bit lower too.
Okay.
And I've tried this theory and put it in a couple different places throughout my house, and it does great everywhere.
Okay.
You can practically ignore it.
It's kind of like the ZZ plant is really easy for me.
Yeah, and a ZZ you can water about once a month, so that one's really easy.
Yeah, that one's, I can't kill it.
Yeah,
And I'm like, right on, Tori, you're successful. First of all, thank you so much for being here. I am so glad to have you here for local businesses as well. Experience the greener way to gift. Visit TigerLily Goods in the Highlands or go to TigerLilyGoods.com. You can also visit them on Instagram by searching TigerLily Goods, and you can DM Nisi, which is amazing, with any plant questions. She's a gem, let's be honest. All right, good friends, it's almost time for GFF. We are chatting with Tyler White from Love on the Spectrum. It's one of my absolute favorite shows. He has a new single out, and it's called Oh Yeah Baby. I can't wait, don't miss this one. All right, well, that tingling, does anyone have that? Or numbness you keep brushing off in your fingers and your toes? It actually could be your body trying to tell you something really important. So earlier, we spoke with Dr. Dean Anderson with Front Range Medical Center to talk about what it's called peripheral neuropathy and why taking early action can make all the difference. So stay tuned for this. Dr. Dean, let's start with the basics. I think it's good to get a foundation. What is peripheral neuropathy?
Yeah, peripheral neuropathy is damage to the nerves in our extremities. So
Okay.
it can affect lower extremities, it can affect upper extremities, but it's, again, damage to the peripheral nerves.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a visual person. What's actually happening in the body? Like, draw it out for me when you have peripheral neuropathy.
Yeah, so usually what happens with these nerves, and we can have different types of neuropathy based on the nerve that's damaged, but essentially these nerves are in an excitatory state and they fire too much, and that brings about the symptom. Oftentimes it's burning pain, it can be sharp shooting electrical pain, sometimes it's numbness, sometimes it's like the feeling like there's something in our shoe when it's not.
Like a phantom
Yeah,
rocker.
but it's these nerves aren't firing like they should.
Okay, they're overexcited. I've
Pretty
been there,
much.
Doc. I've
Yep,
been there,
pretty
you know what I
much.
mean? So this is something you see all the time, and you already have a patient who went through that. I want to take a look at their story so people get an actual idea of how this can help.
Absolutely.
Let's take a look.
I wasn't sleeping at night. I couldn't hardly walk. It felt like walking on marbles all the time. I had shooting pain all the time. And at night it got worse. Night's the worst time. And he says, we can help that. And I says, well, if we can help it, let's give it a try. 7, 8 weeks into it, doctor come in and we was talking and he asked me how my pain was. And I said, what pain? Now, me and my wife, we can go do things. My grandkids are all playing softball and basketball, and I can go to games and watch games, and it's just, he's gave me my life back.
I think personalizing it helps viewers understand it, so thank you for that. Why should someone experiencing those symptoms come see you at Front Range, especially if they're frustrated? I mean, this is constant pain, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's usually, the patient we see is usually the individual who's been dealing with this for a while.
Yeah.
And Tori, they're tired of just taking medications to manage symptoms, seeing the condition get worse, having side effects from medications. So we do a treatment that is the most advanced form of electromedicine. Nerves are electrical.
Okay.
And with this advancement in treatment, it provides something called nerve re-education, where we'll see significant reduction in these nerve symptoms, the burning pain, the shooting pain, the numbness. So
Right.
patients can sleep better. You know, they can enjoy activities with their grandkids, they can travel, they can have better balance. There's ancillary treatments we do to help increase blood flow. So with this advanced protocol and these advanced technologies, we're addressing the real issue. You know, the other side of this is making sure we know what's caused it.
You know, why did this happen?
Yeah, is
Right,
it
right.
blood sugar problems? Is it an autoimmune issue? Is it a side effect from a medication, chronic inflammation? And we address those underlying issues along the way. So as this treatment technology gets patients better, we get their lives back, it's stable and we don't have to worry about this reverting. So it's
It feels
really
holistic the way that you do it.
yeah, and it's, I mean, for patients to get to the other side of this, the only way that it happens is really this comprehensive approach. You have to be able to address, you know, nerves, blood flow, and the underlying cause to it.
And the mental health of getting through that, the sleep, all of that. Thank you so much, Doc. We learned a
Absolutely.
lot. Absolutely. Listen up, y'all. Dr. Dean has a very special offer just for you. The first 12 people to call and mention Colorado and Company will qualify for a free consultation. You're going to get a review of your health history and a neuropathy exam just to determine if, hey, is this treatment right for you? I want you to go to denverneuropathy.com or call 720-844-2010 to learn more. They paid for today's mention. Next week on Colorado and Company, Kelly heads to one of the most popular restaurants in Denver I can't get into, Uchiko in Cherry Creek. Find out where their lunch deal is one of the best and the yummiest in town. It's delicious. That's next week on Coco.
Hannah and my son Miles grew up together. They're best friends, and Hannah became a daughter to me some years ago. And she's here for school. She just graduated college. She found out about the mile-long table, and she sent in an essay. Was it an essay?
You're a little expert.
And she had to talk about someone that she would love to, that she haven't seen in a while, that she'd love to connect with. And she talked about how special I was. Exactly. And her story was chosen. And here I am in Denver.
Unbelievable. We all know we are in the Mile High City, but did you know that also involves the Mile Long Table? How you and those you care about can pull up a chair and enjoy. We serve up the details after the break. Stay tuned for this one. One of the best ways to celebrate Colorado's, and I'm going to get this right, sesquicentennial. Did I get that right? Woohoo!
Whoa.
High five. That was hard. It's a tongue twister. It's to bring friends and family together at a table to break bread, and this table is long. So to share more, we have 5th generation Coloradan and executive director of Longer Tables, Tim Jones. Tim, thank you for being here.
Congratulations on saying that. I'm not even going to try to repeat
I'm really
that.
proud of myself.
Wow.
It's on the little sticker, so I got a cheat sheet here. Tim, you have very deep roots in Colorado. I want you to share more about your family history. 5th generation. You're
do.
native.
I am so proud of this. So 1863, my great-great-grandfather came out for the gold rush, as so many did. Wow. Tried his hand at mining. The whole town burned down, which often happened.
Hard times.
And he had some land set aside in Arvada.
Okay.
And he built his house, and he said, I'm gonna start a post office in my living room.
Oh, whoa.
That's how Arvada started.
No way.
Yeah, pretty cool.
He founded Arvada.
He founded Arvada.
What?
Unfortunately, this is through my grandma So I got the last name Jones instead of Wadsworth,
which is the
Benjamin Franklin Wadsworth. Yeah.
wow. That's unbelievable. You should be really proud.
I'm very proud. I mean, it really ties into what we're doing. He was so about community engagement and benefiting the community. He donated much of his land to schools and, of course, what became the city of Arvada.
So it's passed down. It really has.
I think so.
Into the bloodline.
I think
All right,
so.
I want to talk about this first one because it's separate.
Yes.
150 tables across Colorado. It's a really special campaign for a couple of reasons. Tell me what that is and share what makes it so special.
Absolutely. We've been setting these long tables to bring people from all walks of life together to share a meal. We think the table is the most powerful place on the planet. If you haven't heard about this, we are in an epidemic of isolation.
Loneliness.
And loneliness.
Absolutely.
Right?
It's a health crisis.
It is a health crisis.
Yes.
And it's probably the biggest threat. I mean, we're working with young people, we're working with elders and older generations. This is a massive threat. This may be the issue of our generation.
Absolutely.
So the table is home to all people. Food.
Amazing.
Food is how we connect and how it rehumanizes us. So we've been doing this for 13 years. We realize 150th birthday of Colorado. Well, duh, we gotta invite cities, individuals, organizations across the state to set a table.
Unbelievable. It really is in like Judaism when we have Passover and Seder, we leave the door open so anyone can come in.
Yes.
But breaking bread goes back to, so many years ago. This is brilliant. Another notable part of the event is the inclusion of Colorado Proud.
Yes.
Talk to me about that organization.
Yeah, so I mean, just inherent to our state, I think we all are so proud of, oh my gosh, our peaches. I'm just, my mouth is already watering.
Oh my God, on pizza? So good.
Did you know we're like number 2 or 3 for potatoes?
Oh, I did not know that.
The San Luis Valley. And then back to Arvada. Arvada was known as the celery capital of the world.
Celery, really?
Celery. So it's a perfect alignment to celebrate not only our history of agriculture and our producers and oh, man, the beautiful things that Colorado is known for in ag, but the food that brings us together.
Yeah.
And we believe a flourishing Colorado is one where we find each of ourselves at the table.
I love that. And I like the hyper-localization of finding
Yes.
those things. That's so important to me. All right, how can we get involved? Let's say someone's watching and they're like, I want to go. How do we get involved in the 150 tables that Colorado campaign?
Absolutely. Anyone can set a table. So we have entire cities. We have Georgetown, Eagle, Breckenridge setting tables, but we also have individuals across the state saying, I'm going to invite 5 or 6 neighbors over for a table in my front yard. That's going to be an official 150 table.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Do you need can you just show up?
You just register and sign up to set your own table.
Okay.
And it can be a table of any size.
Okay.
Anytime between now and November. You register with us, it becomes an official table. And then they invite the people in their world, in their neighborhood.
This is so amazing. I just think this is so important for our mental health. I know that social connection is a way to live longer even, they're saying now.
Absolutely.
Which is amazing.
Absolutely.
All right, let's talk about the mile-long table. This is one day. It's an event on August 1st at the National Western Center, and I want to hear details about this. Is it really a mile long?
It is a mile long.
No.
This was, I don't recommend setting a mile long table. So it is literally 668-foot tables. It's 5,280 chairs.
Oh my God.
And that's powerful because part of this identity is, man, if I live in the city of Denver, I have a place at the table.
Yeah.
We can all get behind that I'm part of this city. So to have 5,280 of us have dinner, Serendipity Catering is our sponsor that prepares the dinner, and for all of us to connect as Coloradans and the sense that we all belong.
Together.
It's beautiful.
And bringing each other up. I'm living alone for the first time in a long time, and I feel the loneliness. I absolutely feel that. So just to be invited to that would be amazing. Do you register for that to sit at the table?
You do.
Okay.
You can just show up, general admission, or you can co-host. So co-host, like it's not my table, it's not our table, it's our city's table. So we invite people to co-host who then invite 12 people from their world.
This is brilliant.
And
This
then
is such a good idea.
we mix everyone up.
Like even we saw in the video, those two people getting to know
That's
each
right.
other. That's the kind
That's
of
right.
group we need to have and promote. I'm so proud to promote this. Thank you, Tim, for being here.
Thank you.
For information about 150 tables across Colorado, I want you to visit their website, 150coloradotables.com. Now for the mile-long table on August 1st, go to milelongtable.org. And you know what? Take a snapshot of your screen. Talk to your friends, your neighbors, even someone you don't know, and say, hey, let's go break bread together. That's what this is all about. All right, the majority of us are what? We're bummed, okay, that the Avs are out of the playoffs. Let's all go, boo. Boo. We are mad. But one thing that might cheer you up is Maxy. So Maxy is a Freedom Service dog in training and the first ever Colorado Avalanche team dog. Maxy, along with Kendall Frank, are here today. Hello again.
Hi, how's it going?
It's going great. I can't wait to get this pup date. Even though the Avs are out, we get it. Maxy is still hard at work. So tell us how training's going for Maxy. Is she doing well?
Yeah, so Maxy has been working very hard all season, but the work for her is really about to start because she is coming in for advanced training this weekend.
Ooh.
So that means she's going to start working on the advanced custom cues for a specific person in need.
I see.
So the real work starts now for her.
And are those curated for the person?
Yes.
Okay.
So we customize the training for the people on our wait list. They learn about 40 specific tasks to meet the needs of someone on our wait list. So she's gonna start working on about 40 more tasks. So we're just working on those basics still right now, and then she's about to get kick-started on the next chapter of her life and hopefully be partnered with somebody in the winter time.
In the winter, okay, so
Yeah.
that's when she'll get partnered.
That's the goal.
She's
Yeah.
unbelievable. So tell us more about the impact Freedom Service Dogs has on someone's life and the cost.
Yes. So most people don't know, but service dogs cost about $50,000 to train. I call them the Lamborghinis of dogs because they're so,
expensive,
Yes.
right.
So from birth to graduation, it costs about that much, but it's truly priceless gift for the people who receive them. They, like I said, they learn about 40 custom tasks, but really they give their clients the gift of independence and joy and comfort and the freedom that was once felt like it was at faraway reach.
Yes.
It becomes possible with their new partner by their side.
Yes.
So that $50,000 is really a shoe in the bucket when it comes to really changing a life and making that kind of an impact.
And do the veterans have to pay?
No.
See, that's the part I think is amazing.
So our clients don't pay anything. And as a nonprofit, we rely on the generosity of our community in order to do that. But we give these dogs at no cost to our clients.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, so they serve our country and we give them a dog who changes their life at no cost.
You better be donating, my people.
Yes.
My viewers, you see that? Look at her concentration. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And I do want to get to, I just love the one task. Tell us about how they walk around and why. That's so important.
Yeah. So one of the tasks that they can learn is making space in crowds. So if, for example, if you are a veteran or first responder with PTSD and you don't like people behind you, which a lot of us, even a lot of us who aren't veterans, don't like people really in our space.
But that hypervigilance.
Yes,
like
the hypervigilance is a huge thing with PTSD specifically. So our dogs can be trained to walk around you and create like a bubble of space around you.
I think that's
that's just one of the things. They can also learn how to like wake you up from nightmares, interrupt anxious behaviors. So I can actually model that. So Maxy's working on interrupting, like if I wring my hands because I'm anxious, Maxy will interrupt that. So Maxy already knows. So if we're just sitting here talking and I'm anxious, she's like, hey, you don't need to do that.
Wow.
So those are the types of tasks that she's gonna really start building on. So she'll learn a lot more things like that to come.
That is so thoughtful. That is so thoughtful to think of all of that. You're such a good, now I am supposed to ask if I can pet, always ask if you can pet a service dog. Am I allowed to pet Maxy?
You are, thank you for asking.
Absolutely.
Yes, it's always just best practice to ask the handler.
Yeah, you don't want to just go up to a server. They're working, you know, that they're working. So Maxy was very busy during hockey season. What did she do? How did she help her training? What did she do?
Yeah, so we worked with the team to really get socialization down for Maxy and to spread awareness about our mission and service dog awareness in general. And then the team and fans helped socialize Maxy and really helped her build that solid foundation.
Yes.
Confidence is key with service dogs. So as much as we can expose them to when they're young, the better.
Got it.
Obviously in an arena, like she has been exposed to everything.
And like the drunk Avs fans.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she will be very, very confident for her person. And
Yes.
working with the Avs and fans has been very unique experience in training Maxy. And she's going to be a really solid service dog.
Yeah.
Someone's going to be extremely lucky to get this dog.
I can't wait. And I hope we get to interview whoever gets
Yes,
it.
I hope so too.
I think
that would be
a full
awesome.
circle. Amazing. And you get used to the confusion, the noise, all of that stimulation, because that's not easy either.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a lot for any dog, but
Yeah.
service dogs, like they start training day one of their life. So Maxy's been prepping for for this type of thing for a very long time. So that's why service dogs are so great. It's not the vest that makes a service dog, it's the behavior and the life-changing tasks that they perform that makes the service dog.
And the heart.
Yeah.
So Maxy's why the abs went so far. I mean, that's really why. She's also big on education. So tell me about the scholarship fund. What is that?
Yeah, so Maxy has a scholarship fund that people can donate to. And basically the proceeds for her scholarship fund help cover the cost of her care and her training, and as well as her other service dog friends. We always have at least 100 dogs in our program at a time that are just like Maxy. And like I said, we need funding and able to place these dogs as life-changing partners.
Wow.
So the scholarship fund helps cover the cost of her care as well as the other dogs in our program.
Wow. These veterans put their lives on the line for us. The least we can do is donate to make them feel more comfortable. She is also learning so much thanks to the volunteer puppy raising program.
Yeah.
I want to get involved. How can our viewers get involved if they want to be a puppy raiser?
Yeah, so puppy raising is great. Maxy's the third puppy I've raised, so once you start, it's hard to stop.
Yeah, you're a puppy raiser.
I am a puppy raiser, yes. So I'm Maxy's puppy raiser, and she's the third one I've raised, so it's very addictive once you get going.
Totally.
You take the puppy in your home for about 2 to 14 months, and Freedom Service Dogs covers the cost of the veterinary care, the supplies, the food, everything.
Wow.
And all you have to do is provide socialization opportunities and keep up with that basic training support, and they give you all the support you need. So everything I know Freedom Service Dogs has taught me.
Wow.
So if people want to get involved, they can just go to our website and apply to our volunteer program. And we have so many volunteer opportunities. Puppy raising is just always something we need because we have so many puppies born all the time, and they all need to have somebody to help guide them during that beginning stage of the service dog journey. So puppy raisers are truly pivotal to the work we do, and we really rely on them to help set these little guys up for success as adults.
Unbelievable. What a wonderful thing. If you're looking at his place to give back and you like dogs, this is a match in heaven for you. So see firsthand how dogs make a difference by becoming, like I said, a volunteer puppy raiser. Who doesn't want to be a puppy raiser? Or I want you to make a donation to Freedom Service Dogs. You can call them. It's 303-922-6231, or find them online at freedomservicedogs.org. Well, the temperature is heating up, and I don't know about you, but I hate turning my oven on when it gets hot out, right? Oy vey. So coming up, suggestions for, what is it? No oven meals. I can't wait for this. But first, Kyle Backus has this week's Legally Speaking. That's all coming up next. See you in about 2 minutes.
The following interview involves commercial content. The products and services featured appear as paid advertising.
Staying with us on Colorado and Company, we always want our viewers to be up to date and knowledgeable about legal matters because they can be confusing. So we went straight to the experts to teach us what we need to know. For the last 30 years, Backus & Schenker has been helping Colorado families whose lives were really turned upside down. And in today's Legally Speaking, Kyle Backus is telling you about uninsured motorist coverage. Important to learn? Take a look.
I'm Kyle Backus. Here's something a lot of people don't realize about driving. You're relying not only on your own insurance, you're relying on everybody else's insurance too. And that's where things can go wrong, because a lot of drivers out there don't have any insurance, or they only carry the bare minimum. So let's say you're doing everything right. Somebody hits you, and they've got $25,000 of coverage, but your injuries cost $100,000. Now you've got a $75,000 problem, and it wasn't even your fault. Well, that's where uninsured motorist coverage comes in. It's a coverage on your own policy that protects you and your family when the other driver can't. It steps in to cover the gap, covers your medical expenses, your lost income, the real impact of your injury. And here's the part most people miss. This might be the most important insurance coverage you have, because you cannot control what somebody else buys. The good news is this coverage is usually very affordable to increase. So the takeaway is simple. Make sure you're not just protected from your own mistakes, make sure you're protected from everybody else's mistakes too. For 30 years, we've been here in Colorado helping people through situations exactly like this. We're your hometown injury lawyers, and if you ever need us, we're here for you.
Backus & Schenker, personal injury lawyers, they are here for you. Just call the twos. It's 303-222-2222, or go online at coloradolaw.net. Backus & Schenker sponsor today's mention. Well, summer is here, babies, and don't waste your time in the kitchen. Registered dietitian, nutrition expert, and recipe creator Anessa Chumbley gave Kelly some easy meals that don't require the oven. Take a look.
Good morning. I am so happy to be talking to you. A lot of people, including myself, are trying to eat healthy this summer. So what tips do you have for us?
Yeah, Kelly, thanks so much for having me. I think the secret to summer eating is to keep it simple, fresh, and colorful. Summer is the perfect time to eat the rainbow, as we say, because so many fruits and vegetables are at their peak. So pick up peak season produce like watermelon, peaches, plums, zucchini, tomatoes. And the best part is when a food's in season, it's gonna taste its best. And Sprouts Farmers Market offers local produce so you can know you're getting the freshest from nearby farms.
Ooh, I love Sprouts. Okay, so what if you're one of those people like me that doesn't want to turn the oven on because I want to keep the house cool? How can I go about meal planning?
Absolutely. So I love to think of a meal blueprint as starting with the in-season produce and then building from there. So when you head into your local Sprouts, go to the produce section first because there's so much inspiration to be found. They have fresh, unique, better for you options that really make summer eating feel fun. So pick up those first and then head to get your protein like a high quality meat, fresh seafood, marinated skewers. Pair it with a tasty side salad, and with that summer blueprint, you're not overthinking dinner.
Ooh, I love that. Okay, let's talk lunch. I'm on the lookout for something lighter, but I also want that nutrition. What do you have for me?
Yeah, a super light, tasty summer harvest Cobb salad is my absolute favorite. It's satisfying, but still light, easy to customize, and I call it a full meal in a bowl, and everything that we need is gonna be at Sprouts Farmers Market. Just start with fresh greens, then add whatever bright seasonal produce looks good, like grape tomatoes. I love fresh strawberries for the sweetness, pecans for a crunch. Get your favorite dressing. It feels light, but will keep you full, and you could turn that into a meal prep salad for the week at work, or right in a bowl, or put it on a platter for delicious backyard entertaining.
Ooh, that looks great and also filling, which is important for me for lunch. Okay, it's summer after all, so you know I have to have that sweet treat. What do you have for us?
Yeah, me too. Your dietitian says include dessert, and I love to pick up these stone fruit tarts. Now at Sprouts, you are gonna find the juiciest in-season stone fruit. Those are going to be peaches, plums, nectarines. They're naturally sweet, colorful, juicy, and absolutely delicious for this time of year. So they've done most of the work for you because they're that flavorful. Now, when you go into your local store, just know they are celebrating Lemon Fest. So they have tasty lemon-inspired treats all throughout the store, but those are available for a limited time, Kelly. So you gotta pick those up right now, and you're gonna find these delicious recipes at sprouts.com.
Thank you so much. I assume, is that where we can go for more ideas?
Yeah, absolutely. Get the in-season produce at your local Sprouts, but the recipes that I mentioned, hop online at sprouts.com and you'll find them.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I love those ideas. Happy summer.
Thank you, Kelly. So cute. For more summer eats and cool treats, check out sprouts.com. More cocoa coming up next. Welcome back to Colorado and Company. I want to talk about something serious here. Our community is facing a growing mental health crisis, especially among kids. And in today's installment of Taking Inventory, I spoke with 3 local leaders about the challenges families are facing and the resources available for helping our kids across Colorado. Take a look. All right, Lorez, I'm going to start with you. Caring for Denver provides funding to so many organizations that focus on Colorado's kids. And I want to ask you why you think it's so important to focus mental health on the youth specifically.
Yeah, it's so important because kids aren't just small adults. They experience the world in such a different way. And this is really about supporting them at their life stage. You know, if you think about kids, they're navigating school stress. They're navigating social media.
Sorry, that's my sound.
No, it's true. It's they're navigating identity.
Yeah.
The world itself. Climate, violence, and family pressures. And all of that plays a toll on their mental health. And so by investing in organizations that really meet young people where they are, so that they can be entrusted in safe spaces, makes a huge difference. And it's really important to recognize we're not just investing in the young person right now and helping them in the now, but we're investing in their healthy, thriving adult that they can become.
That's amazing, in their future. I remember when I went to school, no social media, no climate change. I mean, it was so much easier. And I can't imagine with no school shootings. I mean, it's totally different. Elliott, Platform is a trusted space for many high schoolers, which was rough for me. Tell me more about what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. So Platform is an amazing organization, and they have art contingency for teens
Love
called
that.
Art Lab, where they partner with professional artists in the community. And it's really a safe space that they can build community and seek that identity formation. And my role is a contract therapist with them. And
Oh, that's awesome.
Any intern that is a part of the program is able to reach out to me to schedule individual counseling at any point in time. And then in addition, I'm able to lead monthly wellness workshops with them, which is really helpful in meeting them where they're at, because they are able to build a relationship with me.
Yeah,
and
with
that,
trust. Too.
Yeah, and that kind of breaks down the stigma of being able to reach out for help when you need to.
Yeah, and you got tattoos. You're cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I also want to just say we need to bring arts back into our education system. I think that's huge. Haley, the mission of Girls Inc., which I love, is to inspire all girls to be strong, smart, bold, which I feel like I was lucky enough to be I grew up with that. I was raised that way. Mental health is such a big part of that. What kind of programs do you have for the youth?
Yeah, so Girls Inc. of Metro Denver provides out-of-school time programming for girls from first grade to college.
Oh, whoa.
So we are with girls providing programming in the areas of leadership, mentorship, and then we weave social emotional learning and mental health throughout that. So
Beautiful.
including individual, group therapy, as well as some things that are a little bit more outside of the box. For example, we have a camp this summer called Control the Scroll. So it's all around how do we help some of our teens?
Can I go? Like,
right,
for real.
me too.
Yeah.
How do we help our teens understand how to take care of their well-being when it comes to their social media use, their digital device? We're really trying to help girls develop and really nurture those in-person healthy relationships.
Nice.
But we know screen time is a real thing as well. And so how do they have the literacy and the tools to really make that a more healthy balance?
Amazing. First off, I love the leadership aspect because I think girls should be in government at the top levels. Sorry, but I also want to say that my anxiety and depression, I say 65% of it comes from social media. Like, or 75. Like, it's really, really, really bad. Okay, so I want to get to Lorez again. I think our viewers would be surprised that kids as young of 12, I was surprised, have reported using drugs and alcohol within the last 30 days. And I know a lot of parents just are like, what do I do? How do I turn, who do I go to? So how do you work with that?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing to remember is a lot of times when kids that age are using drugs or alcohol, it's not usually about the drugs or alcohol.
Right.
What it's really about is they're hurting.
They're coping.
They're coping.
Yeah, yeah.
They've experienced some kind of trauma and haven't gotten the healthy coping strategies. So it's really important for parents to remember, reach out.
Yeah.
That is the right thing to do, not to approach this alone. We fund many organizations, and you can find them on our websites, things like the crisis text line. So that's where they can dial 741-741, the word Denver, and be speaking or texting live.
That's huge.
With a person. We fund recovery-based schools. We focus on youth-specific treatment, on peer support. So all of these programs that can meet parents and youth in the moment to really help them address this.
That's amazing. So the word for you right now is resources. If you think you're alone, you're absolutely not. What's the website? I just want to make sure.
Caringfordenver.org.
Okay, remember that for anyone going through that. And also, if you don't know your kids doing drugs or alcohol, talk to them, ask them, be like, that was important in my family as well. Okay, Elliot, anxiety. My favorite friend that I have and suffer from. It's a huge issue for teens in today's world, which we've talked about why. Why do you think specifically it is so strong right now? Is it the social media? Is it the pressure to succeed? Is it isolation? Because some people are talking and they're on their phone to the other person. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, part of adolescence is an anxious process.
Yeah,
in
right.
terms of figuring out who you are, what your values are, building important relationships.
The hierarchy.
Yeah. And right now what we're noticing is that in this digital era, there's so much noise that accompanies it. So it's no longer, oh, am I going to make a social blunder in front of my friends? It's, is it going to be filmed and posted? And who's going to see it?
Right.
And so this idea of, am I going to be canceled like the comment section on the internet is prevalent in the real world. And so building that literacy skill of how do I set boundaries? What does my social media feed look like? How do I step away and go touch grass?
Totally.
Is a really important skill that needs to be taught now
and
can't just be implied.
I think that's so important to start young because I'm old and I don't know that. So I'm really appreciative of that. Haley, for a lot of parents, their kids seem fine on the surface. They go to school. Like I was talking before on the camera, they are highly functional, right? But I want to know about the quieter symptoms. I think this is fascinating. What can you say?
Yeah, our team does a lot of regular engagement with parents and caregivers, and the things that they share with our families is to really look for some of those signs around 4 key areas. Is it cognitive, behavioral, physical, or emotional changes that you're seeing with your child? And some of them might be normal on their own, but if you're seeing them kind of across that spectrum, it might be time to have a conversation. So it might be that they're starting to kind of isolate or pull back from some of those really strong relationships they normally have. Physical changes like, especially with girls, our team sees stomach aches, headaches, eating changes. Is your sleep changing? Sleep habits, either awake a lot or sleeping and fatigued a lot. So that might be time to, like you said, to check in, to have a conversation with your kiddo and understand, hey, I'm noticing these things. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah.
And really opening up that conversation about additional resources.
Yeah.
You know, you have a lot on your plate. Is there something that we can do to make sure you have someone to talk to about this?
Yeah.
You know, as a parent, I don't need to be, too much in your face.
Right.
Even though I'm here to support, do you want to have someone else that you can talk to about this as well, and providing those resources?
And I think also when you have that talk, I know my parents would take me on a walk. And it makes it more casual instead of being like, we're sitting down to talk about your anxiety, like things like that really helped. But having them notice was the biggest thing, right? Like, I don't know how to say this. I don't have the vocabulary, but you do. So these conversations are overwhelming for these kids. Like I was saying, I want to end things on a high note, which is hope. You know what I mean? What gives you hope right now when it comes to the next generation? And if you can make this like one sentence, Lorez, I want to start with you. What gives you hope?
There's a couple things that give me hope. It's the youth that show up for one another.
Nice.
It's the way they're leading into healing. It's organizations like Platform and Girls Inc. That are standing with youth and really helping them feel seen and understood. And it's the way our city has invested in youth mental health to really, it's gonna have an impact for decades.
I agree.
And those things make me proud.
Yeah, breaking that stigma is huge. What do you think, Elliot?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this generation has normalized conversations around mental health.
I agree.
That for me growing up just didn't exist.
I agree.
And we didn't know how to have these conversations. And it seems like the younger generation is being taught more socio-emotional skills. They're being given more language and they're actually engaging with it and talking to each other about sensory needs, getting overwhelmed, needing to set a boundary. And it's just much more casual.
I agree. It becomes part of the conversation like it's not. And that's what breaking the stigma does, right? We talk about that. What do you think, Haley?
I completely agree. And I think for me, what gives me so much hope and encouragement is seeing the friendships and the relationships with the girls at Girls Inc. Those in-person nurturing relationships, we see this, sisterhood and the way that they support one another and they stand by and stand up for one another and really support, I think is just so encouraging to see.
My best friend from kindergarten just called me just now. And it's like so important to have her support because I've been going through a hard time, and to have her there is so vital. Well, I will tell you what gives me hope and encouragement is you three, your organizations. I so thank you for being here. Mental health is a big part of my life, and I appreciate you helping me break that stigma. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. If you or a young person you know is struggling, you can text the crisis text line. Just text the word Denver to 741-741 to reach a live volunteer crisis counselor. Plus, if you want more information on these incredible organizations helping the youth in our community, go to the websites listed on your screen. You can also find full segments of inventory anytime on our Colorado and Company YouTube page if you need some extra help. We'll be right back. Thanks for your company, Colorado. Portions of today's program were sponsored by the businesses listed on your screen. We will see you next time, and as always, I enjoy being with you. Bye!